Stun and Skull fans, Bubble fans all around the world. It's time for our second recap of Season 2. We've just done the Bloodweiser circuit. If you want to go and watch that, it's on my Twitch channel, and hopefully my friends Airpods will put them on the website maybe later on today.
So done is to teach us the website. No, I think
is what?
It.
It's done what?
To teach us the website.
Oh, okay. So we've done Bloodwisers, and we kind of agreed on most things on there, didn't we? Now we're on to obviously the best player pool, the Oberwalds glory. Not biased at all. An interesting one as well.
Disappointing.
An interesting one. Because obviously we talked about Bloodwiser circuit. Both the winners of Season 1 came from the Bloodwiser circuit. Season 2, though, there is 4 trophies up for grabs. We've obviously we got the SAS trophy. That's the prestigious, the elite one. We've got the Wood Novel where all the cool kids hang out. We've then got the one everybody wants to win the prize of Nuffles Nuts, the Sad Bears or Dice, obviously. And then obviously we've got the McMurty's, the McMurty Ball for the bottom 2 teams of the season. What we're playing for some very hairy halfling feet. So all good. 2 games today so far. Shaky Holston, 21 CET. What the fuck, CET? Me and Cookie, 30 minutes maybe. 1 hour earlier.
Time?
Oh, fucking. Speak to. Look. We didn't fight 2 world wars for you to turn around to me and say CT. Bloody use UK times, man. Bloody hell, man.
CT
go, my.
Is 6 hours behind our time.
I need that in UK time.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, like I said, the best player pool. Not biased, 1 iota. I've handed it off to basically him. So he's either 1 hour or 1 hour, I believe now. Oberwalds glory then. There we go. Handed it over to Jimmy because obviously I'm not playing this season, and it's an interesting player pool. This we didn't really see many new teams in the best player pool. There's a few more this one. We've got obviously Nick's is a new team. Laser Owl came in with his humans. Obviously Mootleys, Necro, and Gastonur, which sounds like Poirot. Dark Elves as well. And then obviously we've got some. This is a good mix. This I did expect from the better player pool. So let's get into it then. Hashut Mountain Marauders. So obviously it was Chaos last season. Was Nick? The guy has no shame. No shame does this guy. Brings in Chorfs. You know, we've not had Chorfs in Season 1. We're all getting on fine. Dwarfs, people kind of go on, and that's testing the line. But you know what? Nick said, fuck you guys, I'm coming in with Chorfs. At least it's in pretty pink, I guess. But to be honest, it's not that deadly at the moment, thankfully, for this play group. They're only 1460. Obviously, he's got 180k in TV. He's got 1 level to do. That's either going to be Claw Mighty Blow, I'd imagine. Agility for Hobgoblin was big because obviously I'm a big believer that Chorfs aren't a bit like dwarfs and not very strong. So your 2 strength 4 bull centers shouldn't have the ball. I'm in the give it to a Hobgoblin camp. And now you've got an agility 4, give him Charon's next or blodge, dodge for blodge if he can roll double and go from there. So it's early days. Obviously, I'm really look at this player pool yet, but his Chaos was just an absolute disaster. Didn't do much for them. He's now come along with obviously these guys. And he's played Chorfs before. He obviously dabbles a bit in the Blitz and obviously in his MML Pro campaign. I don't know. I really don't know. Obviously, Nick has learned. He's not been playing the game really long, but obviously he's improving all the time. He's obviously got block and tackle. He'd have been probably better in your play pool, Bloodwise Second. He'd have probably enjoyed it in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's got potential. This team doesn't jump up at me going, "Hey, we're going to make the SS playoffs." I'll be honest. Only 2 rerolls as well, but I must stress they're a new team. So obviously, new teams are a slightly bit behind against the more developed teams. But again, he's got all the pieces, and that agility 4 Hobgoblin's nice. 13 players as well. He's obviously got a level up. He can buy more Hobgoblins if he wants. He's got 180k in the bank. So, I don't know what you think about the team, but...
I think it's just, Mogard needed, definitely. I like that he's got 1 Mighty Blow trophy. I think that's nice. Bulls are going killers, what I think's nice. I hate it seeing bulls being turned into a carrier.
Yeah.
I think Nick's doing a good job. It's just going to take a little bit of time to really get things going.
Yeah, I think for Nick, it's like you say, he's trying to keep a team healthy. Obviously, your Hobgoblin's going to go. It's most of his tropes and bulls. Like I say, he's got a Mighty Blow bull already and a tackle bull as well. Yeah, I agree, Armac. Yeah, you probably, if he can keep him healthy, just keep getting levels this season, he could become very nasty next season. Obviously, the more doubles he rolls for his tropes will make it massive. So, it is interesting. Like I say, this season's going to be hard. I'd have to see the rest of the player pool first, see what they've got, what they're bringing to the table. But again, the interesting thing about Nick's team here is obviously at the end of the season, with there being 4 playoffs, some of the one of the lower playoffs, it could be very deadly in that. Maybe Nuffles Nuts might be a nice spot for these. But again, we don't know what number 4's got. If that gets Claw, then that obviously helps. So they'll give him my level of dice. Well, I'll try not to. I didn't do that. Dragoon did that one. It's not mine to fit. So yeah, not bad. Right, one of the heroes of last season, Average Joe's brilliant season. They got to the semi-final again, did Jimmy? And I felt gutted for the guy. He tried everything. He put it all on the line. He played brilliantly, but Nuffle just wasn't having it. And there's no shame going down as he did. He's back this season. And this team, Jimmy always gives me grief from our kill team. But look at this, Mighty Blow, bloody blitzers.
Yeah, fucking Jimmy, man.
Jimmy, he's just, he's... But again, I like the... Obviously, I like the build. Because I think your blitzers have got to be aggressive. Mighty Blow tackle blitzers are great. I love 3. I love 4. Number 2's nice. Out of all the human teams, this is the one I'd take. I know people aren't going to be surprised at that because it's more physical. I like physicality. But it's not just that. Katie Veach, great catcher. I like her a lot. Also, Blazer as well. Really good pieces. And Franners as well. This team's built really, really nice. I really would have enjoyment in this team. The only concern I have about human teams, by my own personal thingy, is they have these great seasons, but then they have these seasons a bit like rats where they just implode. For whatever reason, they all start dying. But I really like the Average Joes. I really, really do. We all know Jimmy. It seems it's really crazy with Jimmy because it seems to get to the semi-finals in whatever league he goes, he gets knocked out. Yeah. And and like I said, when we did stream his game, he didn't do nothing really. He just, I don't know what it is. I strongly believe as soon as he wins a semi-final, he'll then go on and win trophies. He's a great guy, great coach, and this team's good. If this team can keep healthy, this team should be there or thereabouts. And after last season, a bit like Stolzy as well, in Jimmy and Stolzy both seem to embrace the human side. They both know the strengths and weaknesses. They both relish. I think they're both enjoying playing humans, and that's really, really important, that they enjoy playing them. And obviously, they've got this bit of brotherhood. Obviously, they'll both be cheering each other on, in obviously different divisions. And it reminds me of in the MML with the Dwarven Brothers, the Dwarven Brotherhood. That was really, really close.
Yeah, I think Secret Lizardman Society.
No, we don't give a shit about them. The Dwarven. Yeah, we don't.
Hearing this shit.
Don't give a shit about them. I think that's what the humans are. And we've got a few more human teams as well. So yeah, it's good. It's good, and this is what I say about Sunderland schools is like it's really. I mean I don't obviously check leagues that often now, but obviously like for instance in Rebel you've got kill teams left, right, and centre. I mean proper kill teams. You know each league has about 5 or 6 complete kill teams where we have bash like this, but they're not fucking we're not plastered with them, and I quite enjoy that. I just like this team. I mean even his thrower movement 7. Get my team and be like, huh, okay, moving on. The bad spot cast. Who are you? You'll have to tell me who you are. I don't know who you are. But yeah, I like this team. I really, really like this team. Great team, good coach. Right, talking about good coaches. Booby Man got to the final with Kemry. What can I say? What a great season. Plenty of mighty blow. 6 mighty blow. Plenty of guard, 5 guard. His throw rows are no frills, but they do a job. And his skeletons did quite well as well. Best followers, prams, and viewers. Oh, Kubi Kulka. What a guy. Gastanu. How you doing? Look, Notkin's really getting excited. He's trying to get me the best followers. The interesting thing with Booby last season was that his AV7 really, really held really, really well.
Yeah.
That was a striking. Like people were hitting him with mighty blow all the place, and they're just like, "Nah, we don't care."
But I mean, you need that sometimes,
Oh, bloody hell, you need that when you're AV7. Yeah. You want your players, and obviously having thick skull as well helps. But again, got to the final. Be interested to see how they do this season. Obviously, Booby plays Kemry very, very well. And obviously, I think a lot of people were wishing he was going to take the title because obviously with it being Kemry. His AV was incredible, yeah. And that again, that is the question. In Season 2, will that AV hold again? It shouldn't hold as good as it does, and that would be my concern. And again, obviously the Kemry with the DK and the big guards, if his big guards start going down. As good as your dodging, Stolzy. Woo! Shots fired from Bushy. I like the team. Kemry, one of those teams where they look good. If he can keep his main pieces healthy, that's his 4 Tomb Guardians. He needs to get some more block on him, though, doesn't he? I mean, that's what he needs. Just give him a bit more reliability. Like I say, his blitz rars are pretty good. He's got guard on them now. He obviously understands guard is so important. He's got tackle as well. I just like the way he's built this team. It's just a nasty, no-nonsense team. And he's got like cheap throwaways like the skeletons. I'd like to see DP on this team or 2. I think that's what he's really missing. And even kick would be interesting just for the short kicks. Try and get them picking the ball near the LOS and then pile on with your Guardians maybe wouldn't be a bad part as well. But it's definitely missing a DP or 2 this team. I mean, that's what your skeletons are there for. That would be my main thing. But that and obviously blocks, but he obviously just rolled double for them. Number 1's 6 away. Number 2's 5 away. So them 2 are close. Patar's 6 away as well. Obviously, number 3 doesn't matter because he already got it. So yeah, it's certainly got a potential for everything here. We'll have DP players. So you start there. You've got to have DP on this team. That's the only negative I have. That's the only negative of this team, apart from obviously the block, but you can't do that about. And DP, you've got to boot the shit out of people, especially Pommers. You don't want a Pommer coming in, pomming his way through your Tomb Guardians. That could end your season right there. Yeah. So if you can at least
that could be like a bad done.
As everybody knows, obviously, when I played Blitz on the MML, obviously Necroplace had 3 DPs, and a lot of the teams with Pommers on just wouldn't pom against me because they knew they was getting booted. And I think that's a good thing to have in Booby's thing. He has a Strength 6 Tomb Guardian in the graveyard. So again, this is what I'm saying, guys. Get playing in the graveyard because this is it. That Strength 6 Tomb Guardian will make an absolute massive difference next season. We already heard about a Strength 4 War Dancer probably coming next season as well. It's massive. Morning beers. Hope you're okay. So that's why you play in the graveyard, and then obviously you can sell players as well. So there's a lot of benefit to playing the graveyard. It's good to see more people playing in there now. Obviously, as we get more players. But yeah, the season's upskills to me, solid team. I think him and Jimmy, they're the 2 big hombres, and then the sleepy. Hang on, don't forget about me, guys. Rats usually do quite well in leagues. Skaven are just sneaky little shits. He's obviously got a. Craigclym was the guy I pointed out number 3. Obviously, he's a Mighty Blow Claw Juggernaut player. I like the choice of Juggernaut because obviously when you're 1 in 9 with pieces like this puts him in danger because they're obviously only agility 3, so it's a risk to pull them away. At least when you blitz with Jugs, you can, even if you're 1 in 9, you can push them away and run away again. I like that. I'm never going to be sold on this Rat Ogre. I hate Rat Ogres. I don't like it, and I know sleepy players with these Rat Ogres. I think it's a massive weakness to this team.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Rat Ogres in a Rat team. I think it just gives a bit more strength. What you can sit there and even if you don't really use it, like it can just sit in the middle. And that's basically but that's basically what it's going to do because if you're not blitzing with it, it needs a 4+ to move. I think there's frenzy traps. There's a 4+ if he needs to move. And let's be honest, if you're blitzing, it's very rarely going to blitz with him. You're going to be blitzing with Craigclym now. Booby says there's just shit. Bushy says Rat Ogre's too much blood. Exactly. Rats are so deadly when they have inducements. And the thing is, he's got a killer now. He's got a killer in Craigclym. Do they look good? Yeah. Do I like seeing him on the pitch? Yeah. Would I have one? Not unless I had nothing else. I mean, don't get me wrong. If this Rat Ogre was Mighty Blow Claw Block, yeah, I'd be more interested. But I'm blitzing with number 3 and number 2. They're the 2 I'm blitzing with. The Rat Ogre's just going to stand there and get splattered. Against teams with guard on that, they're just going to hit it and break it with AV8. And then when you do blitz with the Rat Ogre, you might even roll a 1, so you end up with a failed blitz. Then there's Loner. There's just so many reasons why I wouldn't take one. I don't know. I just think, you can bluff it. I like big guys. I love big guys. I've complained to Cyanide about having Chaos All Stars for ages, and they have loads of big guys. Big guys screw up all the time. Big guys just look great on the pitch. And if he enjoys having one, then that's fine. But we're deciphering what we think's good and what's not. Dragoon likes the big guy. I don't like the big guy because I think with Rats is you want to keep your TV as low as possible so you get the nice inducements. He's worth 190. I think for an extra 40k in inducements, he's got the bloody strength 4 claw piece. Or he could go for a Fanatic. Or he can go for a Gutter. And then obviously the obvious one, a Wizard. There's so much more he could do. And I believe when you're going against a strength team like a dwarf team or an orc team, they are scared of a freaking strength 5 Rat Ogre. They'll put him on the floor and beat the shit out of him. And the claw teams, the Pommers, will just I think with Rats it's guerrilla warfare. Hit, run, hit, run, hit, run. You don't want to get in a brawl with them. If you get in a brawl with them, be like, oh, you are Laro Rat. Sorry, mate, but that's your job. I like they still got a DP. DPs are important to the team. Obviously, sleeper service there with guards useful. He's got kick. Wrestle is a good choice of landman. I think that's a lot better skill because obviously if someone tries to hit them and they're 1 in 9 it, then you can drag them down and open up gaps for your gutters and your more deadly players. Yeah.
But against Bash, they're not a Bash team. You can to a certain extent get killers like your Stone Vermin, but again with the lack of guard is always going to be a problem against guard heavy teams like obviously the Khemri. But he does play well. He did play very well, and me and him had a great playoff game. And he showed obviously his quality, and he is a great coach. He plays it the right way. I know he likes his Rat Ogre. That's fine. It'd be pretty boring if we all agreed with the same thing or we all played the same way. It'd be absolutely boring. So I hope I hope the Rat Ogre does well for him. But if it was me, it's just a waste of TV for me. It really is. But we'll see. We'll see how he goes. Like I said, he's got a good chance in this play pool, and I wish him all the best. Now then, our last season's Super Bushy, he's back. He's only got 7 players. At least obviously with the admin win, he's actually got back. It's a bit of a disgrace though. This is a bit of a maybe this should be called Atlanta Fake Cons because Matt Ryan doesn't play for bloody Atlanta anymore. He's been traded. And he gone to the Colts. I think he's gone to Indianapolis Colts now. Even he didn't want to be on the Atlanta team anymore. What
I
team
have no
says
idea.
Bushy?
This is.
What do you think of this team,
this-
Dragon? Tell us about this team.
I mean, number 9. I don't know. Is that? Oh no, I'm not sure on number 9. I love 1 to 4. 6 is getting there. It's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I don't know. I don't know. I can't. Yeah, but the thing is,
Inducement game.
I don't think this team was much different to when I tipped it to win the full thing. That's the scary thing about it.
I
and
mean, like,
the thing
it's got
is-
block now and like a
Yeah.
movement up.
People thought it was mad last season, but they made the playoffs. Did they finish top of the player pool as well? I can't remember. They was up there. I've got a feeling that we might be ending up seeing Bushy playing Ogres. I don't know. I think maybe next season I might see him playing Ogres. Well, it'll be quite funny because it's Bushy, and I know Bushy will do quite well with them. I don't know. I mean, what can I say? He's a great coach. He positions very, very well. He's a great guy. I'll be cheering him on again, as I always do. Obviously, it likes his NFL as well, so gotta love that. And like I said, it's on that thing again where low inducements, you get yourself your star players or wizards or whatever.
Yeah, that's what makes this team dead.
Yeah.
The
And drunk the monk gets it. He says with the inducements, there's plenty of there to cause problems, and that's what he did. Like I say, he's got key players, and just normal elves are really good with agility 4, and like you say, you got movement 6. You know, it's not speedy, but
that's the thing with elves and Skaven and stuff. You don't need like a full built team.
And the great thing is like when you've got loads of crap players, chaff or whatever you want to call it, you can screen your better players off.
Yeah.
And this is what obviously you can do. Again, I'm not gonna say they can't do it because they did the same, very similar playing with inducements. He's a very, very good coach. I having anything else, I don't believe in him when he says he's not an elf coach because he's proven he's an elf coach. And again, he'll go close in this division. I really believe that. Where's the rest of the team? Yeah. And I get blamed for this. I didn't destroy this team, so don't start blaming me with that. Probably Jimmy, to be fair. And just going back to Drunken Monk's thing about the rat ogre in rat team, he said if I was going to try and win, I wouldn't have the rat ogre, but the rat ogre is on a fun purpose and character of the team. He'd probably have one, and that's I couldn't agree any more than that. I mean, that's the whole point. You have these characters. In a league, and obviously, you just gotta play what you prefer and how, and for enjoyment, and that's the whole thing. And I totally agree with what Drunk says there. If this is enjoyment though with these Atlanta Falcons, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It'll be interesting to see how he does. You say he got beat up, but this was very similar to the last season he rolled with.
Yeah,
so we can't really say he had like 13 players and they all got broken because they didn't. He just came and went, I've got enough players.
He's improved since last season. He had 5 players last season, I believe.
Did he? Oh, well, there you go then. So he's all right. He's all right. He's doing all right. So we'll see the dome of failure. Oh, dear. Right, okay, then it's Gigi Gaston. I always want to be Poirot. I sound like Poirot when I do this. Wrestling Witch Face, nice name for a team. Obviously, this guy basically got admin wins. Good thing about Loner Elves is you don't care when they die, but XP on them is rough. Yeah, I totally agree, Kenneth. I totally agree. Wrestling Witch Face, I think all of his games were admin wins, or most of them were, not all of them. I think most of them were, though. So he's got Lady Seth, very good. Mr. Slap, Mr. Roundhouse, Mr. I like these names. Mr. Tickle, Mr. Hadouken.
No,
so
you're
yeah,
wrong, but this isn't. Yeah, he was in Graveyard.
Yeah, a couple of games with me.
Yeah, I'm looking at history.
Oh, look at you checking the history out. So 2 wins, 1 draw, 4 losses. So yeah, so he didn't really get. Did he? What?
Yeah, he didn't really get any. He got
none of them were. I stand corrected. Incredulous. Yes, he didn't. So let's see what he did then. I don't know. We beat the Off-Duty Bureaucrats. I know they play. The Graveyard Academy. Who's that? You're a lizard, Harry.
You're a lizard.
So he's not done too bad in the Graveyard. It's not done too bad.
It's not done too
12
bad at
players. Happy days. And the good thing is, as well, is a few of these are very close to a level up. You know, you look at them 1, 2, and 3, they're all ready to rock and roll. MVP for 6 and 7. It's a very, very basic team, as you'd expect, playing very few games. All I'll say to Gassanu is basically, don't beat yourself up if you lose, and don't beat yourself up if you don't win any games. Don't beat yourself up on anything negative, because we all started off as noobs, as I'd call it. I think Nick's a very good person to look at. He obviously struggled when he first started playing. He enjoyed it. He just kept going. Dragoon as well. You know, you obviously started from the bottom, and you've now got to a point now where you're challenging for titles and beating the better players. So, you know, it just takes
losing in the final.
yeah. But you got to the final. You got to the final. When you first started, you'd never get to the final.
True,
you make mistakes, and you know you learn more by losing, because you look back and see, you know, where you went wrong. So, you know, this team's got a good start. It's no frills. Again, you will have inducements as well. You know, so I just that's the only concern I have with him when I've heard him speak and stuff. And I feel, I mean, I might be wrong, but the impression I get, he does get a bit down when, you know, he's getting his ass kicked. But you know, he surely can win games, and you know, I feel like he's our Dio of Stuns and Skulls, where Dio's like, Dio makes out like he's horrible, but he actually isn't, and he tries to lull us all into this false sense of security. Yeah, and there you go. I've already improved a lot in the last 2 weeks. And like you say, you know, people will talk to you, and people will give you feedback if you want it.
I mean, my mic's always open if you want.
Yeah, so if you want to suck, just listen to Dragoon. If you want to become a better coach, listen to me.
Hey, what does that speak about you? You're the one who taught me how to play.
I did, to be fair. I did. I am a proud. I am a proud Jedi. Just a bit of It is. I mean, Blood Bowl's an easy game to play, but hard to master. And even when you master it, it's a dice game. You know, double ones happen, or they'll just clean your team out. Even AV9 can just melt away. So, you know, you've just got to get the rough with the smooth. Nobody wins every game. Not even the best in the world win every game. So, you know, don't beat yourself up. Just learn and try and enjoy it. And elves, I think Dark Elves are probably the more forgiving of the elf teams. Yeah, they're not as fast, but majority have AV8, and obviously you get to learn about Frenzy as well with elves. Obviously, be careful of Frenzy traps and stuff like that. You know, and I think in League play, you'll learn a lot more in League play. It's a lot of a safer environment, and a lot more where you'll get encouragement and people will help you. You like I say, the majority of people are obviously now in the league will quite happily give you, you know, advice if you need it. Going back to the team though, you know, it's a solid team. I tried to learn. Blah, blah.
I love Blodge.
Yeah. See, the ladder. Obviously, I made my name in Sea Ladder. You know, I don't want to knock it too much, because it is a good competition, and obviously I've made a lot of money playing in Sea Ladder as well. But it is not the place to learn Blood Bowl. Really, it's hardcore. It's hardcore. It's not as bad now, I suppose, but yeah, it can be hardcore. And you're not gonna. You're more likely to, if you ask someone for advice, they'll probably say to get fucked more than help you in Sea Ladder. Where obviously in a league, it's much more of a friendlier environment, and you know, and I think leagues, or like MML for instance, and ourselves, Stuns and Skulls, we pride ourselves on the community. And, you know, I'm pretty confident majority of people would help you if you wanted any advice. You don't have to take the advice, but it's always good to get it, I think. But yeah, this team, it's going to be interesting, like I say, AV8. I think he'll have a good season. I think he'll do all right. He'll score more than one touchdown. For definite. Right. Off Joe E. Bioracat Mutlis. And it's a Necro. Gotta have some Necro. Obviously, the first thing is golems are just about as much useful as Bezos.
But again, no glasses. No glasses.
Yeah, no glasses. Look,
We
look.
went through this last season.
We did.
Get
They got to have glasses on. If you put glasses on them, they level up. If you don't put glasses on them, they don't level up. I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
He's got 2 guard whites yet. He's got Blood Wolf and a Block Wolf. His goals, interesting, he's gone Wrestle early on a goal. And then obviously Shohan goal, that's cool as well. DP, like the DP on that. And he's got guard zombie, what helps. He might, yeah, he bought these bears from these fleshies from bears, probably. Yeah, my true. Yeah, see a lot of these days. It's still it's not. When I've seen it, it's not as it's still competitive, but just not as competitive as the old days. A lot of the big hitters don't play anymore. That's just my humble opinion. Yeah, regarding this team again, the interesting with this team. When I look at this team and I look at the Dark Elves look better value TV wise than this team does.
Yeah, I love the guard on a zombie is nice, but like block on a zombie? God, I understand. I would be going 2 DPs here. 13, I think, should have DP as well.
Do you think so? Yeah.
I've been in a game before where it was just he had I think 3 DPs and he just DP'd me.
Yeah.
Just all the way.
That is basically
time.
Yeah. That's basically. That's obviously the way as I've said with Necro play. It's banks them on the floor, and if you've got 3 DPs, then you can keep fouling anything. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. If you got more than the other player,
you get another zombie. And
yeah. I mean, like I say, people frown upon it, but that's just the way. You play to your strengths of your teams, and you know, block's not a terrible piece. So you know, it's not terrible, but yeah, they're going to be DP. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this team's got a lot of growing to do. I'm just worried about the TVs. 15-20 for what? What are we getting for 15-20? Not much. Apparently, had a better wolf, but someone killed it. I wonder who killed his wolf. Bearzo, maybe?
I mean, I have a reputation for it, but I didn't. So.
Stolzy, maybe? I don't know. Someone's killed his wolf. Yeah, again, Mootley. I think he's one of the few people I haven't seen play, but obviously, you know.
He's playing right now.
Yeah, exactly. Good record, though. 9 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses. The guy knows how to play. Yeah. Definitely knows how to play. Rockingham Forest, I love that name. I don't know why this team's so expensive. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm trying to think. So
he's got 3 rerolls.
He's got 2 flesh golems. I mean, he does have 8
players
because he won.
Oh, it's a fan factor, yeah.
After
the guard for the the guard. Oh, yeah, the guard
whites.
on the. No, the guard white's are normal. It's the one on the zombie maybe. It does look expensive, 15-20, I must admit. I'm looking at this, I'm scratching. That seems a lot. But yeah, he has got 18 fan factors. He's got 3 team rerolls. They're usually quite expensive.
Yeah, they're 70.
Yeah. I don't know. But as Bears will tell you, it definitely needs them golems with skills. If they do die though, get one with glasses, mate.
Yeah.
Right, the final team then. The team what made me not have to play, so much appreciated to Laser Owl. The Telebheim Terriers. So we got another human teams. We got 2 human teams in this. This was definitely. Before you start laughing, I don't know what you're laughing about, but this definitely was a team. What was done by admins because I did this.
Yeah.
Now, what are you laughing at? What are you fucking laughing at?
Because we joked about Jimmy going mighty blow first.
Yeah. This guy ain't messing. I ain't messing his laser. He's not. He's like. Mighty blow, 1200 TV, and I've got 5 mighty blow.
Yeah, 100k.
And I kind of can't blame him.
Catcher.
I guess if you're playing the long term, right, Dragon? If you're playing the long term, then you got mighty blow because mighty blow will get his teams leveled up. Why the fuck is this team so cheap? Well, the humans are cheap. They always have been cheap. That's one of the strengths with humans and Zons is they're actually cheap. You can get more for your money. Because they're very basic stats usually. But movement 7, strength 3, agility 3, AV8. So it's very basic. Yeah, they've got a bit more speed than the Orcs have got. But I like what he's done here. He's got an MVP away from number 3s. And obviously number 2 is obviously 3 points away as well. Again, it's going to be this team's going to hit hard, but again, they've got no guard. And like I said, the Lanos are very thingy. Zero fan factor. That's because obviously he had the coach admins as well, so he should maybe be on about 50 on top of that. But that's the risk you take. He got lucky that all of his best players leveled up. Some people didn't get that luck, and that's the risk you take. If you compare, the Necro, compared to these, but Necro all have regen. This team doesn't, and they've got pieces. What strength 4 with stand firm, although you can say the ogre, I suppose. And also they've got claw as well. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Even if you stuck 80k on here for fan factor, it'd still look good at 1280. But humans are just cheaper.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's going to be interesting because, like I said, this team there isn't much of it, but fuck it, it's going to hit.
The only thing you got to have a catcher. There's got to be one catcher.
Yeah, I like my catchers. If I was playing humans, I'd be looking at 3 to 4 catchers for definite. Just the speed. I'm not too bothered about the strength 2. And with them on the game still having AVA, what's massive. I've never been a fan of them being strength 2 though, because humans are more like to have muscles where elves don't. I never understand how elves are stronger than humans. Don't get that. He'll have 300 inducements against Necro. Well, yeah, he will. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It does. Humans are always good value. And you got to remember he's only got 6 levels. That's all he's got. He's only got 6 levels. So, and they're all normal rolls as well. So 120 in skills. So I don't know. Laserel is one of those teams where I should know. I've known the name for a while, but I can't remember how he plays. But looking at this, 5 mighty blow, Kachinga. What can you say? How much is Griff? Griff's about 320, I think.
Yeah.
Griff, obviously, my favourite player, so yeah, could do.
He does have level 2, he could go enough as altar.
Oh, yeah, level 2, okay, fair dues. Right, here we go then. So, we're at the back end then of the pre-cap then for this Oberwalds Glory, aka the best player poll. Aka, yes, I am biased. Right, ball prediction then, buddy. What's your ball prediction?
Fuck. I forgot about that. Oh, fuck.
Do you want me to do my ball prediction first?
Yes.
Right, my ball prediction is this. Atlanta Falcons will end the season with 11 players, what are not loners. They'll actually be back to a full team. Hell, they might even have 12. So what will I loners by the end of the season? Or by the end of this league thing?
I don't know.
Well, who's the worst star player, Bears? Surely you can't say that. You can't be saying that about Griff. I'm not having that. Oh, Dragoon. I will try to sneak into the playoffs on 3rd place, says Booby.
Fuck it. Booby doesn't win a single game.
Booby doesn't win a single game! Oh, Booby! What the fuck, man? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be saying, love you too, Dragoon. Right, who's coming? Right, come on then. Let's use Brave to put. No transparent. Well, that's my support prediction, Bushy. Right, come on then. Let's see how brave you guys are. Put in predictions in the chat. Who's going to come first, 2nd, and 3rd? Dragoon, who's coming 3rd in this player poll for the SS trophy?
There's 4. Just trying to work out the order of the 4 that I got in my head. Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons through 3rd for you. Right, I'm going to go with... Super says 3rd Booby, 2nd Sleepy, 1st Jimmy. 1st will be Jimmy. Yeah, I think I'm in the same predicament as you. I've got 4 teams and I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna go Vermitopia Veterans third.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Rats to come third. Hopeful prediction: Jimmy misses the playoff. Who comes second?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Second for me is Booby, the seasoned up Skulls. I think he's got enough guard to get him there again.
Okay.
Who wins it?
Sleepy.
Oh, you like the Rats? Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Atlanta. Phil can't. No, I'm only messing. I'm gonna go with Average Joe's. I'm gonna go with Average Joe's. I'm gonna go with Jimmy. I think Jimmy's got the best team. Him and Booby, and I'm not gonna curse Bushy this season. Yeah, but I think he'll be there or thereabouts at Falcons. You know what? I almost was brave. I was almost brave and went for the Talabheim Terriers. I got a sneaky suspicion they might muscle on the more older teams and go, hey, don't forget us, guys. We can hit hard. But no, I'm happy with that. Veterans third, Booby second, Jimmy's best.
In the Wooded Noble, I don't think they have.
I think they could be quite deadly if they progress right.
Yeah, I just don't see them top three.
Right. Are we ready to see who plays who in week 1? Anybody want to predict who's playing who in week 1? I think week 1 we'll see. I've got a really bad feeling it's going to be Average Joe's versus Atlanta Falcons. But at the same time,
I think it's Average Joe's versus Dub Skulls.
Yeah, I was going to say I think that. Well, I wonder if we get a human off. Let's have a look. Here we go then. Start comp. Let's see what we get. So the Talabheim Terriers play the Marauders, so it's humans versus Chorps, interesting. Off-duty bureaucrats versus Average Joes. Wrestling Witch Face will play. Ooh, decreasing Dubskull, that's a tough one for them. And Atlanta Falcons versus the Veterans in week 1. I think that is the best game of the week. The Falcons will take on the Rats. Busher says, think Jimmy first for you. Yeah, well, that'd be a season off if that was the case. Interesting. No, everyone thought Joe's and Dubskull's week 1 was wrong, though, won't we? Let's see what's in week 2. We have the Terriers against the Falcons. That's a 5 mighty blow maybe against the Falcons there. The Veterans against the Witch Faces. The Dubskulls against the Bureaucrats. The Joes against the Marauders.
The resting the Veterans.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm more interested to see how the Falcons get on with maybe 5 mighty blows in the face. I quite like the looks of that one. And Average Joes against the Marauders. That's interesting. Week 3 then. The Veterans against Terriers, that'll be a good one. The Falcons take on the Dubskulls. The Witchface against the Joes. The Bureaucrats will play the Marauders. Interesting. That's going to be a big test for Gastineau's Witchface there against the Joes. I think Falcons against the Dubskulls, I really like that game. But I'm really excited to see the Veterans against the Terriers, because the Terriers will that Mighty Blow against Mighty Blow Claw. How will the Rat Ogre do if he's still alive? His head is big enough already, everyone, without you guys picking him. Week 4 then, we have Rested Witchface against Terriers, Bureaucrats against the Falcons, the Marauders against Veterans, and here's the one we've been waiting for. Average Joe's plays the Dubskulls in week 4. I bet they're both happy that they're not playing week 7.
That would be a nightmare.
Again, to me, week 4, Average Joe's versus Dubskulls, that's the one everyone wants to watch. To me. Week 5, Average Joe's then play a human off against the Terriers. The Terriers could become really scary. They might grow up into German Shepherds by the time week 5 comes along. The Dubskulls against the Marauders, that's the Chorps. That'll be interesting. Chorps might have some claw bar then. The Veterans against the Bureaucrats. Obviously, how are the Necro doing? Have they got Mighty Blow Wolves bar then, or 3 DPs? And the Falcons have an elf off against the Witching Face. Yours, Bezo. Yours is next. All good games. I can't wait to see the humans v humans. I think that could be one of the most brutal games of the season. Literally. Depending on how crazy Laser Owl is. I'm looking forward to that one. Week 6, the Terriers versus the Bureaucrats. Rest of which face take on the Chorfs. Falcons take on the Joes. Well, that's interesting. Rather playing week 6 than week 7, though, if you ask me. The Veterans against the Dubskulls. The Falcons against the Joes. We are really spoiling week 6. I don't know. I mean, they're both good. I'm going to go for the Rats versus the Dubskulls, because the Rats, I just think that's just slightly has it for me. But they're both beautiful games. Can the Falcons get revenge on the Joes? That's a good one as well. And finally, the most important one, week 7. Then the Terriers will play the Dubskulls. The Terriers, if they got all that mighty blow against the Dubskulls, that's not good for Booby. Joes against the Varens, that's not good either. If they got Claw, that's
like the Falcons versus the Dwarfs.
This ain't good. This ain't good. The Necro, the Dicons are half-fiving each other. Yeah, we're cool. The rest of them, though, that's a really good tasty last week. Though, tell you what, it gets really tasty at the back end of Oberwalds Glory. I'm really looking forward to it. Really.
You were going to say the back end of Oberwalds there. I was like,
Great. Chorf's last game in time for playoff. Yeah, but it depends what he's got.
yeah.
So, yeah, there we go. Oberwalds Glory done and dusted. What can I say? We'll be back in probably about 5 minutes because I need to go and get a drink of that. My throat's gone completely. We're off with the Hot Dice master himself, Bezos Hot Dice. It's time for the Bugman's Brewery. The only one with 10 teams because everybody wanted to be in Bezos' play pool. And what a lovely play pool this is, where we have to go through not 8 but 10 teams and pick out the 3 we think will make the playoffs. That's going to be hard. Really is.
And who would you want to miss?
Yes, you do miss a couple of teams as well, so that's going to be huge.
And I'm not going to, I am DeMarco. Storm Saxon.
DeMarco might not be able to play first week as well. The rumor, because he's in Sweden, so he might miss week 1, unless he can play back end. So if you get DeMarco only in week 1, you might get a free win. But we'll see. Right, we were back in 5 minutes, guys, with this Bookman's Brewery. See you anymore.